Hey, what's going on out there? I'm Sean Devine. Today I'm doing a review for the Nektar Impact LX Plus Series Midi controller. I specifically tested the 61 key as well as the 25 key version, but we'll be focused on the 61 key today. However, they are very similar in function. The 61 key has 61 velocity sensitive keys with synth action. It's got a nice feel to it, and you also have adjustable velocity curves. There are 8 velocity-sensitive programmable pads. You can play these MPC style, or you can even set them to be toggle switches for scenes and clips in your DAW. You've also got 8 rotary encoders, 9 rubber faders, and 9 programmable toggle buttons that you can use for things like muting and solo within your mixer. You've also got a pitch bend, mod wheel, and octave buttons. The Impact LX Plus features complete DAW integration, and it's fully compatible immediately after installing the included driver. Some other cool features to note: it does have a low power mode, which will allow you to use it USB powered for your laptop, your iPad, and other tablet computers. There's also a really cool pad learn feature where you can set any of the drum pads to trigger whatever note on the keyboard very, very quickly. All right, so we're taking a look at the front panel of the Nektar Impact LX61 Plus. Right here, we've got some convenient controls for your DAW. Right now, the way I have this set, it will bring up the mixer in Logic. You've got an instrument button, which is going to pull up whatever instrument plugin you may have on that track. And then you also have a track navigation control here, which will go through the various tracks you have in your arrange window. If you go up here, we have 8 nice faders. They're just plastic, not the craziest in the world, but they do the job. You've got default settings, which you can see what these are going to control for your various instruments. And then you can also set user controls there as well. Got some nice rubberized transport controls, as well as a cycle. And then over here, we've got our 8 velocity sensitive pads. These feel really nice. I would compare them to the same quality as the Akai pads. Really like these. And you can also set some scenes for these by holding shift. And then if you go press one of these pads, I don't have a free hand right now, but it will change to different scenes that you can set. Moving down the other side, we have our faders. Again, these are nothing special. They're rubberized, not crazy high quality, but they do the job. And then you've got your buttons that you can set for solo and mute for your various tracks. As far as the key build, they're kind of lightweight. If you kind of pull on them, they're a little bit flimsy, but I really like the way they feel in terms of playing. So if you pull up a piano, something like that, they feel really nice. And then finally, if we go down here, we have our mod wheel, pitch bend, standard octave, and transpose buttons. These buttons feel a little cheap, but they do the job as well. So let's go ahead and jump into a key demonstration, and I'll show you how these play. All right, so let's have a listen and look at the keys here. I am playing a piano within Contact, and I'm also using a sustain pedal that's hooked up to the Impact LX61 Plus. So you get the idea. I'm not an incredible piano player, but you can hear that it's very dynamic. It's very nice to play on. I like the action of it. It's kind of a medium action. Still, they call it a synth action, but it feels a lot more natural to me, especially when playing something like a piano here than, say, the Akai MPK61 that has a much stiffer, just not as responsive kind of action to it. So I really like the key bed. Definitely approve of the keys on the LX61 Plus. Having a look at the pads on the Impact LX61 Plus, if you're a finger drummer, these are very sensitive, so even light hits will be picked up. You can do rolls and things like that. They're going to be picked up pretty well. So overall, really sensitive, like the feel of the pads. I can recommend those as well. The last thing I want to show you, which is arguably the best feature of the Impact LX61 Plus, is the DAW implementation. In my case, that's Logic. So if you go to your control surface setup, you're going to see that I've got this one set up. Now, I will tell you that I had some initial issues when I downloaded the driver from the Nektar website. I was having some lag, and it was sending unnecessary MIDI messages, which was slowing down the GUI of Logic quite a bit. Now, the guys over at Nektar, they helped me out within 24 hours, sent me an updated driver, which I'm going to include underneath the video if you're having those kind of problems. As soon as I installed that, everything was great. So it'll show up here in that window. And then you don't have to do any other setup. Once that is installed for Logic, it's as simple as using some of our buttons here on the front panel, like the mixer. That'll pull up our mixer. If you want to scroll through tracks, you can hit that. If you want to pull up your instrument or your plugin on that channel, just hit instrument. You've also got full control over your mixer. So if you hit mixer, and you can control all your faders here. And then as you scroll over, it will go to the next 8 faders in your channels. We've also got some handy mute buttons. So if you want to mute your channels, you can use these here. Of course, you got your transport controls. So play, fast forward, rewind, turn the cycle on and off. Again, just some really handy stuff there. You can also change the patch on your channel. This will go through some of Logic's factory bank if you hit those. So it's just a nice implementation, and I have not been able to get a controller up and running this fluid and this quickly for any other controller out of the box. So very impressed with that, and definitely one of the selling features for the Impact LX61 Plus. Again, this is Sean Devine. Thanks for watching my review and demo of the Nektar Impact LX Plus series MIDI controller. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below, and we'll talk to you soon.